could use it as a way
Good
of
morning,
raising
everybody.
interest.
Thanks for coming here in the Education for All workshop. I'm pleased to be here. My name is Laverne Ruth. I'm with the East Shore Community Learning Hub in Crawford Bay. And I get to introduce two special fellows who are one is my boss, Greg Neelin from Selkirk College. And we're just handing out sheets and a card. Just make sure you have one. And Greg's been is the manager of Community Education and Workplace Training at Selkirk College for the last 3 years.
2 years, almost to the day. Tomorrow is my second anniversary in this glorious part of the world.
And so I'm going to let you go.
Thank you. And don't be fooled. She's the boss. Uli's the boss. Tom's the boss. 7 women running my leg. My wife.
Careful.
The truth prevails. I don't have a show, just a handout, a takeaway, and basically, with time available, I want to talk a bit, discourse, a discussion about the role of community colleges in rural change and development. I have to say I'm privileged to be working at Selkirk College with the scope of mandate that they've allowed us. We are getting into some really interesting stuff and working with communities and trying to be a partner and a resource to community development and education and training in some rather new ways. I think we're on the leading edge. I happen to be president of the Continuing Education Training Association of British Columbia. And I have the opportunity to work with 16 sister institutions that as I look at what we're up to and what they're up to, I think we're ahead of the curve. And I've got good support from our board, from our senior management group. We're connecting with community. There, unfortunately, is never enough time to do all that needs to be done, but we are trying to find new ways to work and resource and support community and economic development, social development, education training, workplace training. It's a very comprehensive mix. So you see on the handout here is a mission statement, or mandate statement, if you will, that we developed in 2012. We need to review that. Landscape changes. So we will be coming back to revisit that. We've got some staff changes. Uli just came in last year as the SEA coordinator in the CUSP, and I must say all of them are doing great work. I've got a great team of people with a lot of imagination and creativity, and that helps the work get done that much more easily and creatively. But with the mandate, we need to shift it. Annie Holby and Nelson is retiring out at the end of the month, and we just hired Christine Schmidt in, who's coming in from the Nelson District Youth Center, so community services, social services background. So another good asset to our team as we go forward. We've been looking at our core drivers, and again, those change. We have to be responsive. One of the key ones for us is being demand driven. We need to work with communities. We need to work with employers. We need to work with community-based organizations based on what their priorities are. We're a service organization, a public service organization, trying to best resource and support development in our region as we can. And so we can bring expertise to the table. It was mentioned the Rural Development Institute. We've got the advantage of that. We have some great access to tools and data that can help inform planning and development. Great team of people around RDI. We've got a great academic staff. Now, colleges tend to get caught in base programs, and we're funded by the province to run health programs and environment programs and forestry programs, and that's all good. But increasingly as a college, we're trying to look at how can we build a more experiential, problem-based learning model that connects learners back to the communities and the organizations and the disciplines that we teach and study in. So at a high level, the college is evolving. Certainly we've just recently seen the BC blueprint for job skills come out that is significantly going to reshape the post-secondary system going forward in terms of labor market and priorities the government is investing in going forward in terms of training and education investments. There'll be a lot of discussion, I'm sure, as we go forward in terms of how to make that work. It's a high-level policy statement, but it really is trying to get at some of the things the federal government has been talking about is the skills mismatch. You know, we've got jobs and people with skills, but they're not quite lined up. Rick Miner, president of Seneca College, past president of Seneca College, a couple of years back wrote a paper called People Without Jobs, Jobs Without People. Interesting in terms of just looking at that shifting landscape in the labor market and how post-secondary publicly funded institutions can and need to better respond to those changes in terms of the workplace and what it looks like today and what it'll look like tomorrow going forward. The